For 5 years, Ethan thought he had a solid marriage with Lena. She was charming and kind, or at least that was what he believed. Then, a few months ago, she dropped a bombshell. She was pregnant. Stunned, he struggled to process the news. They had agreed not to have kids yet, and she had assured him she was still on birth control. Something about her energy felt off, but he forced a smile, hugged her, and played along. That night, as he lay in bed staring at the ceiling, doubt crept in. The math didn't add up. They hadn't been intimate often due to his work schedule, and the last time didn't align with conception timing. He wanted to trust her, to believe that accidents happened, but his gut told him something was wrong. 2 weeks later, while sitting in the living room, he overheard Lena giggling on the phone. She didn't bother lowering her voice. "Oh my God! He has no idea," she snickered. "I swear, Ethan's too dumb to ever question it. He'll never find out." His stomach dropped. She was talking about him. His mind raced. Find out what? That the baby wasn't his? That she had been cheating? That this was all planned? His first instinct was to storm into the kitchen and confront her, but he forced himself to stay put. She was too confident, too smug. She thought he was clueless. That meant he had the advantage. Determined to get proof before making a move, he considered checking her phone, but knew she guarded it closely. Instead, he planted a small GPS tracker in her car, tied to their family's shared network. If she had nothing to hide, there'd be no issue. 3 days later, he checked the data. Her usual stops, work, grocery store, gym, all made sense. But a new address kept appearing late at night, an apartment complex across town. His pulse quickened. That night, he drove over and parked a block away. He didn't need to storm in. He just needed to see. At exactly 10:45 p.m., Lena's car pulled into the lot. A man stepped out of a third-floor apartment, smiling as he walked toward her. They hugged. She kissed him. Ethan felt sick, but he needed to know who the man was. Snapping a few discreet photos, he ran them through social media searches. Within minutes, he had a name: Marcus, 35, a former co-worker of Lena's, recently divorced, no kids. This wasn't a random affair. This was planned. Driving home in silence, rage, betrayal, and disgust turned inside him. But beneath it all, there was clarity. He now knew the truth. She had been cheating. She was pregnant with another man's child. She had no idea he had caught her, and that was his greatest weapon. If he confronted her now, she'd lie, cry, gaslight him, claim it was still his baby. No, she needed to believe she had him fooled. He wasn't just going to leave. He was going to make her suffer. He sat in his car for nearly an hour, gripping the steering wheel until his knuckles turned white. Every part of him wanted to storm into that apartment, confront Marcus, scream at Lena for betraying him. But he didn't. Instead, he focused on gathering undeniable proof. He checked their shared phone bill, which logged all outgoing calls and texts. Hundreds of calls to Marcus. Late-night texts. Every single day. Just days before announcing her pregnancy, she had texted Marcus. "I told him." He totally bought it. Screenshots were taken and backed up. Now he had direct evidence of deception. Since he couldn't legally demand a paternity test yet, he had to be smart. One evening, he casually brought up genetics. "Hey, did your parents ever have any weird genetic conditions?" Lena barely glanced up. "Why?" "I was reading about how doctors are doing early genetic testing on newborns. They can catch diseases early now." She didn't even flinch. A week later, when she went to the doctor, he called the clinic. "Hey, I just want to confirm something. My wife is pregnant, and I want to make sure they do a full genetic screening when the baby is born." The nurse responded, "Of course. Many parents opt for it. Would you like to add the full panel?" "Yes. That includes paternity confirmation too, right?" "That's correct." She had just unknowingly agreed to a DNA test at birth. What many men don't realize is that signing the birth certificate makes them legally responsible for child support, even if the child isn't theirs. Ethan wasn't about to sign anything. He called his lawyer and, hypothetically speaking, asked what would happen if a married man found out his wife was pregnant with another man's baby. When he asked if Ethan was asking for a friend, he simply said yes. He needed to know. If the wife committed paternity fraud, could the husband avoid child support? The answer was clear. Yes, but only if he contested paternity immediately and refused to sign the birth certificate. That was all he needed to hear. As long as he refused to sign, he was legally free. But he needed her to sign away custody to the real father. The problem was getting someone to sign something without realizing what they were signing. Then he had an idea. One night, he sat Lena down and acted excited about the baby. "Hey, I've been thinking. We should plan ahead just in case something happens to us. Legally, what if we both got sick? We should set up a document that ensures the baby's taken care of, right?" She shrugged. Not even looking at the papers he slid in front of her. Buried inside was a clause that transferred custody rights to the biological father in case of dispute. She didn't read it. She just signed. All I had to do now was wait for the DNA results. I kept playing the role of the loving, supportive husband while she secretly laughed behind my back. She still thought I was too dumb to ever figure it out. She had no idea her entire world was about to collapse. For weeks, I kept up the perfect act. I still rubbed her belly, talked about baby names, let her believe she had me completely fooled. But every morning, I checked my email like a man waiting for a bomb to drop. Then one day, it arrived. Subject: genetic screening results, confirmation of parentage. I opened the email and scrolled down until I saw it. Paternity test, 0% probability of relationship. There it was, cold, undeniable proof. Lena's entire plan had just collapsed. I wasn't the father, and legally, I never would be. I exhaled slowly, my heart pounding not with panic, but with satisfaction. Most men would have stormed into the house, screaming. I didn't. Lena still thought she had me trapped. That night, I walked into the kitchen, calm and quiet. She was scrolling through her phone, sipping tea, completely oblivious. I slid an envelope across the table. "Lena, the hospital sent over the genetic results. I thought you want to see them." She barely glanced up, smiling. "Oh, finally. See? I told you there was nothing to worry about." Then she opened it. I watched her face drain of color. "What the hell is this?" She frantically scanned the document, her fingers tightening around the paper. "Ethan, this has to be a mistake." "It's not." I slid another document across the table. "Do you remember when I told you we should ensure the baby's legal protection?" Her eyes flicked to the paperwork. Her own signature stared back at her. Clause 7B. In the event of any paternity dispute, full parental rights are assigned to the biological father. Ethan Carter waives all paternal rights. Marcus Gray assumes legal responsibility. Her breath hitched. "Ethan, no, you tricked me." "No, Lena, I just let you believe I was dumb." Her hands shook. "Wait, this doesn't matter. Marcus won't take the baby. I'll still..." Her phone buzzed on the table. I smiled. "You should answer that." She snatched up her phone and answered. "Marcus, Lena, what the hell did you do?" "What are you talking about?" "I just got a legal notice from family court saying I'm listed as the father." "Baby, don't worry. You can just deny it." "Are you an idiot? I have 30 days to contest it. If I don't, I'm legally the father by default." "Wait, what?" "That's not how this works." "It is now. You signed papers saying I'm the father. But Marcus, you said you'd be there for me. I'm not paying for a kid I never wanted. I'm moving to another state." Click. He hung up. She turned to me, her mouth opening and closing. "Ethan, you can still fix this. Please, just say you'll be the dad. Please." I stood up. "Lena, I was never this baby's father. You made sure of that." I grabbed my tea and headed for the door. "Ethan, wait," she screamed. I walked out. After Marcus abandoned her, Lena had only one option left: try to drag me back in. She knew I had legally removed myself from the child's life, but she still believed she could manipulate the system to get money from me. So she did the one thing desperate people do. She took me to court. Lena's argument: "Your Honor, Ethan was my husband during my pregnancy. Legally, he should be responsible for the baby." I sat in the courtroom, completely calm. I had been waiting for this. Her lawyer stood up dramatically. launching into a speech about marital obligations and financial responsibilities. Your Honor, my client was deceived into signing documents she did not understand. She is now the single mother of a child, and we are seeking child support from her husband. I just smirked and turned to my lawyer. Your Honor, we have overwhelming evidence that Mrs. Carter knowingly committed paternity fraud. Then we dropped the bombshell. First, we submitted the DNA test results proving I was not the father, proving Lena was fully aware she had cheated. Second, we presented a signed custody clause proving Lena voluntarily signed a legal document transferring parental responsibility to Marcus. The judge leaned back in his chair and sighed. Mrs. Carter, did you knowingly deceive Mr. Carter about the child's paternity? Lena swallowed hard. I thought maybe it could be as Mrs. Carter answered the question. Yes. Boom. She had just destroyed herself. The judge turned to Lena's lawyer, looking unimpressed. Your client's entire case is based on deception. Mr. Carter is under no legal obligation to support this child. My name was legally removed from anything related to the child. The court dismissed Lena's case immediately. Lena looked like she wanted to cry, but the final blow was yet to come. Since Marcus never contested the paternity notice in time, the court legally recognized him as a father, which meant they dragged him into this mess. He tried to argue his way out of it. Your Honor, I never agreed to this. She tricked me. Mr. Gray, did you contest the paternity claim within the legal time frame? No, but then under the law, you are the legal father. Your options are as follows. Take full custody or pay child support. Marcus's face turned white. I can't take care of a baby. Then you will be required to pay child support for the next 18 years. Lena whipped her head around, horrified. Wait, what? You have to take responsibility. Marcus, like hell I do. This is your kid, not mine. I just sat there watching them destroy each other. Marcus was legally forced to pay. Lena had no financial support for me. She was officially abandoned and alone. After the court case, she lost everything. She called me multiple times, begging me to reconsider. I never answered. I finalized my divorce. I moved to a new city, cutting off everyone from my past. I met someone new, someone who actually respects me. And Lena? She was stuck in a life she thought she could force me into. She gambled and lost everything.